Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kendra Crump Show. Today we have a special guest. Every now and again I work my black girl magic and really with the Holy Ghost, and I'm able to get these people. Okay, and this particular person, she's an actress, a phenomenal actress at that. I know she's got like some Grammys and Oscars in her closet. Okay, I know she has them. Okay, amazing singer. All right, like Whitney Houston. Who? Okay, I gotta come for they next. Okay, Beyonce. Who? And she was best known. She was best known for her roles in Dark Angel and one of my favorite movies. One of these hood classics where I'm like, man. This movie was like kind of just thrown together, but I love it. It's dope. Okay, Hot Boys. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, back in the day when rappers just all wanted to be like a star. So yes, Hot Boys. All right, she played Lashana. And the first thing I noticed was like, wow, she's like, Paul's no homo. She's very pretty. I'm like, and mind you, that movie was like, 20 some years ago, and she still looks the exact same, 19 years old. If you guys do not know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about Miss Shireen Crutchfield. Okay, who else? We're gonna have to insert the applause there. You guys make sure you clap it up in the comment section. All that good stuff. I hope I did you justice, Queen. I try to do that.
Oh, Kendra, that was more than I could have ever hoped for. That was amazing. Thank you. You are too kind. Way too kind.
Well, yeah, you gotta give people. I always say, you gotta give people their flowers, while they're here. Don't wait until they, expire and you're like, hey, that person. No, give them to them now. Let them feel appreciated now, because I know you go through certain things that you may never ever hit the World Wide Web, things that you might keep to yourself, and you still need that encouragement. You need that uplifting, so you never know who it comes from. I do want to start off by saying, when I said the Holy Ghost and you said yes, I said, okay, so I felt like you've always had God within you. When did you know that God was real for yourself?
Let's see. Well, my process with the Lord was obviously gradual. I did not grow up in the church, so it was just a constant seeking to understand, because everybody in life, we are made to worship something. So if we don't worship Jesus, the Lord, if we'll worship money, we'll worship our intellect, we'll worship, sex. We are made to worship something. So my process started when I was young, and just continuing to learn, continuing to go through life's up and downs. And I always had an inkling of the Lord, obviously, within me. Mm-hmm. So, you just kind of know, and you grow. And here I am today.
What was your, when you mentioned about, the sex or the money, what would you say was your God, growing up, before you actually really got, a lot deeper in God now than you were back then?
It was actually God. I just didn't have like a history, like, I didn't grow up in church. So I was like more so just, looking and reading the Bible for myself. And that was where I started. Mm-hmm. And then I went, different places. You have all this new age religion and all kind of, I don't want to knock anybody's what they believe in, but I did, go through different things and, learn about other options. And that was always the one that I came back to.
Amen. Okay. Yeah. And do you have a favorite Bible verse or a scripture or a story that you can give me up to 3 that you can think of off the top of your head amongst many?
I'm gonna give you my top one.
Okay, go ahead.
The Lord is my sun and my shield. That's my favorite one. That just calms me and puts me at ease and lets me know that I'm not alone. He will never leave me or forsake me or put me to shame for believing in him. That's it.
Well, all right, there it is. Where did you originally grow up in? Like your hometown?
I grew up in Massachusetts. That's where I was born.
Go Celtics, and Patriots.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah. But I left pretty young. I was pretty like we would go back and forth from the 2nd grade to the 6th grade. I would go back and forth, and then my mom with my sister and I, we ended up staying out here because you cannot beat this California weather.
You can't.
So we stayed in LA from the 6th grade to today.
Okay, LA. All right, South Central and all that good. How many? So let me ask you something. Are you like do you like going to Slauson Mall? Because when I was out there, I was like, man, this is a adventure for real. This is cool. Okay, all right. I'm like, y'all got bulletproof vests. I didn't know that's what they had at the door. I'm like, oh, this is scary.
The Slauson swap meet.
Yes.
Oh my God. Where are you now, Kendra?
Oh, I'm born and raised out here in Atlanta. So when's the last time you've been out here and got a chance to experience like the culture and everything?
Atlanta, I was there for my cousin's wedding in June.
Okay, was it an inside or outside wedding?
It was outside.
Wow, they don't like y'all that much, do they? All right, moving on. Let's go to the next question. All right, so cause it's just jokes. I'm a comedian, but anyway, all right. So growing up in California, what are your, one thing I like when I was out there in SoCal, the graffiti. At first I was trying to figure out how do people get up on those billboards, but
right?
look at, with the graffiti and give me 3 things. And also I realized that you should not trust every donut shop that's on every street, because some of them are really should not be there. Okay, so let's talk about that. What is your number one besides Randy's, which I bought 5 donuts and 3 out of 5 were good, so they get a 70% from me. So besides Randy's, what is your number one favorite donut shop? And besides Roscoe's Home for Chicken and Waffles, give me a nice brunch place that you can say is a go-to that you might be on first name basis with the people.
Well, I'm not much on donuts at the moment because I gotta make sure I don't blow up.
I mean, you're fine. You got. Listen,
staying inside, eating too much.
You're okay. So, you look great. You look great.
Thank you. I gotta stay working. Yeah, there was this donut place. I don't even think it's still there. It was this donut place on Crenshaw Boulevard called Fresh Donuts. Oh my God, it was the best. Kicks Krispy Kreme in the butt. It was so good. I don't think they're there anymore. But for brunch, where do I go for brunch? What do I like for brunch, honey? What's my brunch place? I'm asking my husband. What do I like for brunch? I do like Marmalade Cafe.
Marmalade Cafe?
There's a place called Marmalade Cafe. But and I'll do CPK too, California Pizza Kitchen. I don't know if you guys have that out there.
We do. And I guess the love is a lot better out there than it is out here, because I'm like, every time I try California pizza, I'm like, where's the love at? I'm like, let me go get some DiGiorno's from the frozen food section in Walmart or something, but
okay.
Yeah, maybe, I think that's the thing, like out in New Orleans, the Popeyes chicken is authentic, it's good, but out here in Atlanta, it's like it's been tampered with. So I think that's what it is, but that, again, these are my opinions, which more than likely are facts, but you gotta say they're my opinions. So okay, so when it came with singing, when did you realize, because I mentioned that earlier on in the introduction, when did you realize that you had that gift? Who was the first to let you know, hey, you're going to go far with this?
I think it was probably when I got in the group, the Good Girls, because before it was just, obviously, I'm just singing for myself. I'm singing while I'm cooking. I'm singing in the shower, singing in the car, minding my own business. And then when I got onto Motown Records, I was like, oh, okay, I got something here. And, we were able to do a lot of touring, and the response was very favorable. So that's when I was like, okay. And then plus I love to do it, so I was like, all right, I got something here.
How did you end up meeting the girls? How did you guys end up meeting and then forming the group and everything?
Well, the other 2 girls, Joyce and Monica, they knew each other from school, and I was at a different school than they were. And we were actually dancers first, so we would be at all the little young kid clubs out in LA. It was a very trendy scene at the time. And we were in different dance groups, so we would have like dance contests. And at one of the dance contests, a representative from the show Soul Train was there. And he saw my group and their group, and we were invited to dance on Soul Train. So it was like us high school kids, with some older people that were already on the show, and so we gravitated towards each other, and we started a friendship back during high school. And as soon as I graduated is when we were able to get a record deal on Motown.
Well, all right. Okay, then. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you ever meet, I don't know if I feel like he was still alive, Berry Gordy, who was the founder. Did you get a chance to meet and, hang out with him or anything else like that, or?
We met him at an event, so it was just in passing, because at the time that we were signed to Motown was like the early 90s, and that was when Gerald Busby was president of the company. So we spent a lot of time with Gerald Busby, but we were able to meet Berry Gordy once. So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
History,
Was that like a surreal feeling, or were you starstruck, or were you, since I know you have been living in, LA, 98% of your life, was there anybody that, made you say, oh my gosh, it's really them, wow? Or you never had that, you were never starstruck?
There's just so many people, and at the time, being in LA, you can go to the grocery store and see somebody. I saw Marla Gibbs at the local Ralph's grocery store that I was in the other day. Mm-hmm. People they're just everywhere. So back then, we met Stevie Wonder and Smokey Robinson and the Temptations. We're on stage with the Temptations in Las Vegas, and everybody's just there. So, all the other singers that were out at the time, and even after that, and then plus even before that, we were we were dancing on Soul Train. And Soul Train always had celebrities coming through, so it was kind of like a regular thing almost,
Of course. Listen, I know you're neighbors with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Bill Gates is on the other side. Why not? Come on now. I know you got a home in Dubai as well, in Canary Islands.
Oh, not yet, girl. It's coming. It's coming. I'm working on it.
So were you, when you joined the group, were you out of school at that time, or were you still attending classes or anything else like that?
As soon as I graduated, is when pretty much things started getting going.
Got you. Did you, was college, did you go to college, or did you think about college around that time as well?
No, for some reason it just wasn't in my spirit to do.
You know what?
I can't explain it. It just, I just knew I wasn't going to. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I was done with high school, the group took off, so.
Of course. Well, good. You saved student loans. You don't have to worry about that, so that's good. Listen, I'm in college now, so group projects. I'm like, bro, we know what the point of group projects are for, okay? We learn to work with people in real life. Do we really need this in college? Come on now. But hey, what do I know? I'm just here, to go get a degree. All right. So when did you actually pick up acting? When did that come along?
Acting came, so I think during the group, the first acting job I did was House Party 3. Mm-hmm. But that was just kind of like a one-off. And, it just happened. We were asked to audition by Robbie Reed, and Eric Meza was the director, and he hired us to do that. So that was my very first thing. And then, we were still doing some group stuff. And when I started modeling, is when when that door opened to modeling, it opened the door to commercials, and then commercials lead to under fives, which is a role that's under 5 lines. And so it was during that time, just after the group, I had started working as a model and started doing commercials. And every now and then they're like, we need a model to do this TV show. So the first TV show I did was the Seinfeld show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's when I started, and obviously that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, model. All right, then. Now, I know around that, so this is in the 90s. I know Tyra Banks was out there modeling as well. Did you ever, since you were modeling, did you cross paths with her, in the same arena?
Yes, absolutely. Plus, she's an LA girl, too. And, she's just the sweetest. So we actually hung out when I was modeling in Paris. She was out there at the same time. So we did a couple of the fashion shows together. And this is when she was dating John Singleton. So, I'm an LA girl and I'm in Paris all by myself. So she and John took me to dinner one night and we had a great time. And she's just the sweetest, really down to earth.
Now, so did you ever get a chance to be in any of John Singleton's films? Or
I did.
What
I
was
was in Poetic Justice, actually.
You were? What was that?
I was.
Wait, was that the cookout? The part of the cookout? Or...
No, it was a fashion show. He had a fashion show. Janet Jackson and was Regina King? I think it was Regina.
Yeah,
King
she was in there.
Yeah. So they went to a hair fashion show, and I was in the fashion show.
Oh, I gotta revisit that movie. I gotta revisit and because it's like certain parts and so let me ask you this question: since you have acted in a lot of different shows and movies, when it does come on, can you watch yourself, or you're let me just wait till commercial break? Or
Kendra, it is so hard. I am so hard on myself. I will look away. I will change the station. I will leave the room. If other people want to watch it, I'm like, okay, you guys watched. I'll be back. I don't like doing it.
Okay. I know sometimes every actor, actress is different. So some people like watching themselves, some people don't. Do you remember a lot of your lines from any of your notable films or anything else in that realm?
When it's on, yeah, I'll remember it. I remember auditions. For some reason, I'm really good with lines and memorizing lines. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff up in my brain.
Okay, so I want to talk about, like I said earlier, one of my favorite movies, Hot Boys, and I'm gonna say this: when I actually got a chance, growing up, I was not allowed to watch any of that. Even though I'm a late '90s kid, even though my voice sounds like I'm in my 40s, but I'm not. So, like, guys, I'm a freaking child, man. Stop it. So I remember getting a chance to watch that. Back in 2012 with one of my best guy friends, and I'm like, okay, I kind of like this. I said, oh shoot, all right, Silk the Shocker, okay. Like it's like when you see two attractive people on the screen, it just makes me want to keep watching it more. I'm like, they're so cute, like, and all that type of stuff. So my question is, how did Hot Boys? How did you actually stumble upon that film? Did you try to were you initially gonna turn it down, or were you like, let me just go for it?
Well, Silk, I don't know how he got in touch with me. I don't know if he got in touch with me. I can't remember if he got in touch with me or my agency, but he asked if I would do it, and I read the script, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a really good time, and Master P was on set. He was crazy and funny. We just had a really good time, and I'm just thankful that the movie has gone over so well with people. Like, people recognize me a lot from that movie. Like, Lashana! I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Does that ever get annoying when you have people call you by your character's name versus your actual real name?
No, I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
Flattered anyway.
Okay. Well, I wanted to I wanted to ask you a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get into our little fast lightning random questions round and everything else like that. I wanted to ask you, what do you believe was more challenging during the time between when it came with acting? Like, was picking up acting gigs, more challenging to get, or was it like doing the rehearsals, dancing, and going on tour? Which one was more challenging at that time for you that you felt like giving up more with?
More challenging. Let's see. What is more challenging? I think, well, I'm gonna say the acting, because for auditions, you really work hard and you try to figure out, what would be the best way to portray this character, and you got to memorize the lines, and you want to go in there and put your best foot forward. I would say that, because for the performing and singing and dancing, that was so much fun, and I was with my best friends, so that was more like, we're in the trenches together working it out, and we're having fun doing it. So the acting.
Okay, all right then. Go ahead and let people know what movies, or if you are able to say what movies or TV shows you're working on, or anything within this year that we should look out for.
Okay, well, first, my husband and I have a music project we call Crutchfield Jones. I'm Shireen Crutchfield, and he's Ricky Jones, so we are Crutchfield Jones. Follow us at Crutchfield _Jones on Instagram and Facebook. YouTube, Crutchfield Jones. We have a new song out right now called Crazy Ass. It has just started being added to radio stations, so I'm excited about that. The video will drop on Monday. So go to YouTube, Crutchfield Jones. Check out my new video with my husband, Crazy Ass Crutchfield Jones. And I've got a TV show coming out called In the Shadows. It's crime. It's a crime drama series. So that's going to be coming out. Look for that. I have a new movie I'm about to shoot starting next month, and that should be on September, and it's called Fire. It's a period piece set around the Prohibition time, so like the 40s, 30s, 40s era. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a lot of fun, so you guys look out for that.
All right. Okay, let's do the Fast Five lightning round. How'd you and your husband, how'd you guys meet? Did you guys have a traditional beach wedding, courthouse? And yeah, that's it. How'd you guys meet? And
yeah, right. So non-traditional. I'm gonna tell you. So back when I was on Motown in 1989, doing the Good Girls, he was also on Motown in a group called Yours Truly. He was the lead singer of Yours Truly, and we had the same manager. So I met him thousands of years ago on Motown Records, and we went our separate ways. And we actually, had lives and got married. We married other people on the same day. Yeah, right. And then when I decided to get back into music, which was about 9 years ago, I reached out to him because I know he was a great writer. So then we got together then, and we started writing ever since. We've been together ever since. And let me tell you, we got married in the park, Pollywog Park in Manhattan Beach, California. Just him, me, the pastor, and my pastor's wife.
Polly, say it again. What was the park called?
Pollywog Park in Manhattan Beach on a rainy day.
There it is.
6 years ago, yep.
Okay, all right then. And there it is. You never know how love can find you. Okay. What is the question 2? What is the craziest fan moment you have witnessed thus far?
Oh, child.
Or one of many crazy ones. Just you can give me one that just was like, you really, I'm a regular person. What are you doing?
Ooh, it's been so long. I think, oh God. It's funny when the people come up to you and they want you to sign parts of their body. They want you to sign your name on their skin. That always
creeps you out, weirds you out.
That's crazy to me. But yeah, that happens.
Okay, but you haven't had nobody try to follow you home or
No.
Okay. I had, you know what, I was talking to a WWE wrestler, and he was he told me he lives like away from the city in the Carolinas, like way away. But he said people have showed up to his house. I'm like, bro, how the hell did they know where you live at? He's like, I don't know, but they find out. I'm like, bro, I'm like, guys are regular. Okay, but anyway, all right, moving on. Next question: what's the best? I know you recently celebrated your 22nd birthday a couple weeks ago. So what's the best birthday you've had thus far? You would say.
I would say when my husband took me out for dinner, and it was a surprise, and it was a room full of my best friends and family there. That was beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Question 4. What was your very first car and what happened to it?
Ooh, my very first car was a convertible BMW 325i, and I paid cash for it at the auction. And I love that sucker. That was good. I rode that for a long time. That was my first car. It was after I got some money from the Good Girls. I was finally able to get a car.
Mm-hmm. What did you name your car?
Probably Bessie.
Okay, Bessie.
Yeah, it was Bessie.
Okay. All right, last question. What's everyone's favorite go-to meal that you love to cook, or they just request of it a lot from you?
Well, the kids, they like just chicken nuggets, noodles, and broccoli. My husband wants some lasagna with some meatballs on the side. I cook a mean lasagna.
Do you have ground turkey or do you do ground beef?
He likes ground beef.
Okay. All right. Have you cut out, like, within yourself, like, do you have any dietary restrictions? Like, do you eat red meat, pork, shrimp, crab legs, or you cut out stuff over time, or you don't eat as much of it like you used to?
I eat all of that, and I eat it whenever I want. I just choose to eat healthy. So most of the time I'm eating what you would consider to be healthy on a regular basis. But I don't deprive myself of anything. Otherwise, I go bananas and ricochet the other way. So I give myself whatever I want when I want it. But I usually desire to have, a healthy diet.
Of course. That's it. Okay, so wait, this is a bonus question. So is it your genetics? What is it like? Do I have to go to Hollywood so I can look like I'm 19 forever? Like, how have you always looked so young? What is the secret?
Kendra, what was the first topic that we talked about when we got on this
God.
call?
It was God. God.
Thank you. That's it. I have nothing to do with it. That's all him. I have nothing to do with it.
I'm like, because I was like, man, it makes you feel good when, like, do you still get carded from time to time, or?
I do, but I think they're just playing though.
Oh, okay. No,
they're just messing with me.
Okay, well.
They know good and well I am of age.
You never know. All right, well, that is the end of the great interview. Hopefully you enjoyed. If not, we'll try again next time.
Thank you, Kendra.
Tell everybody.
So
yeah, go ahead. Give out some last, any encouragement, words of encouragement, any pieces of advice you want to say, anything that you want to go ahead and end it with.
I would just say, I just want to thank everybody for listening. Whoever's listening, God bless you all. Be true to yourself. Trust God, do good, and stay safe out there.
And pimp slap folks when needed, right?
Amen.
Kendra. I mean, let's always say, man, a pimp slap a day. I was trying to do a rhyme. A pimp slap a day lets people know what time it is with you. Like, that's a haiku, okay? Like, come on. Why you think Suge Knight was the most feared man out there?
Where is he now, Kendra? No.
Look, actually, you know what? This is a true story. I actually wrote to him on JPay. He hasn't written back. I'm like, I need to go back and write. I'm trying to get an interview with him too. I'm thinking big and large. All right. Well, this has been a great interview, Miss Shireen. Hold on, real quick. Don't hang up. Well, this has been a great interview. And you guys, make sure you all please follow her. Do not send her DM asking to be her sugar baby. Do not send her DM. Try to get money out of her. She ain't got it. Okay, she was about to ask you for money. All right, that's what you say. I was about to ask you for money. All right, stop. Don't try to holler at her. She's married. She's off the market. She doesn't want you guys. Okay, she's happily married. Leave her alone and all that good stuff.